Welcome back, and our second segment today is a bit different from the norm because we are going to talk about education and the importance of education and how there are certain individuals, not only in Pakistan but from across the world, who are passionate about disseminating the right type of education to girls and boys across the world, including in Pakistan. Our story today, our segment concerns one such individual. She is from the United Kingdom and she has been serving as the principal of an education institution here in Pakistan, in fact in Chitral, since the last 12 years or so. Her name is Kerry Schofield and she's right here with us in the studios. She's a principal, the British principal of the Langland School and College in Pakistan, and just to put things right, this institution has been noted for its academic excellence. She has also had a previous career as a journalist, and we might touch a little bit if we have time on that. Kerry, thank you very much to have joined us. Kerry, your journey has been exceptional as an educationist, as a journalist. Do you combine the both now in your current position as the principal of the Langland School?
Well, I don't write at the moment, apart from school reports, notifications, letters to parents. But some of the skills of journalism are quite useful. As you know, as a journalist, you learn to listen to people. And that I think is very important.
I think that is interesting, and at the same that opens you up also, because as a journalist you have to listen to all kinds of opinions, and then when you look at diverse opinions and you formulate one that kind of balance all opinions, that also works as an educationist, because you listen to the parents, you listen to the students, you listen to the academics, and then you forge a middle ground where you can work for the betterment of the entire community. Education. Why select and continue being an educationist, and of all places in Chitral in Pakistan? What motivated you to continue working in Chitral?
I'd always been involved in education, even when I was mainly earning my living as a writer. And with the passage of time, education has become more and more pressing. It's become more of a question to know what we're really trying to do. There was a time when it was evident what schools were for, what education was for. Now it's become much more difficult to get a handle on that. And by 2012, when I was appointed to this job, I'd spent a lot of time in Pakistan. I felt very much at home here. I loved the way of life, the culture. So it was a fairly natural step.
But being an educationist is not an easy task. It comes with its responsibilities, it comes with its pressures, and it comes with the added responsibility of innovating the whole process of education. When it comes to Chitral, how have you innovated education in your institute?
There was a lot of work to do when I first took over in Chitral. What we've tried to do since then is to establish core values underlying the institution. We've tried to stress that our way of life is very important. Hard work, gentleness, truth, loyalty, faithfulness. A generally good, kind environment. Building on that, we've worked hard to improve academic standards. Our school now has the only, I think, really tough exam hall in our district. And yet still our students do very well. This year they took the top 2 positions in matriculation, class 10, and one of our students came top in pre-medical FSC, intermediate, in class 12. That's been a huge battle. It's been a huge battle to combine hard work and excellence with ruthless standards in the exam hall.
When you talk of standards, education standards are also extremely pertinent, specifically when it comes to the teachers, your staff that is there, and the relationship that they develop with their students. How do you delve on that? What kind of emphasis do you put on your staff as far as building on the relationship with students is concerned, and how to inculcate the right values in the students? Because that is also extremely important.
It's hugely important. One of the things that upsets me recently has been that schools have been asked to have a character building club or character building lessons. It seems to me entirely wrong, because character building is something that every teacher does in every lesson. Students' character is built through watching their chemistry teacher or studying English. I hope that our teachers are very good at setting standards and transmitting values to students.
All right. When it comes to the the parents of the students and the teachers as well, it's also understandable that the parents need to be told as to how the child is developing and what needs to be done and what kind of nurturing needs to be added to what is happening at the educational institution so that the child hones his or her particular skills. Do you also emphasize on that?
We do. Parents in Chitral care very much about their children's education. Parents are motivated as well as the children. Sometimes the parents don't understand the sort of nurturing that's necessary. There's no point in being too harsh with a child who's having difficulty at school. What parents need to provide is an environment where studying is valued. We need to make sure that the students are given a time and a place where they can do their homework. One thing that's important is that girls are not asked to do too much homework, too much housework at home. Sometimes it can be very unfair that the boys are free in the evenings and the girls, understandably but unfortunately, are expected to do quite a lot of work with their mothers in the house. So we try to stress that.
So you're basically, also making the parents understand on what the child needs and what needs to be done in order to further not only broaden the educational capabilities of the child, but also hone proper skills in him or her in this case specifically. How have you seen your educational institutions progress in the 12 years that you've been associated with it? Are you proud today when you look back at it? Has been there? Would you like to recount any success stories? You've talked about the FSC topper, you've talked about the matriculation toppers as well. But what is the basic success story of your institution, if I were to ask you?
I hope our students I hope they're facing forward. I hope they're committed to building good lives. I hope they have the correct values. I hope that they're resilient. This is so important in the world that's changing so fast in front of them. There's no job security anymore. People are not going to have a job for life. These young people have to be agile, they have to be resilient, they have to have the capability to enjoy the world, to enjoy life, to enjoy studying, and to take setbacks on the chin. We've invested a lot of time and some resources recently in building up sport. I think games are very important to build a person's confidence. If you're physically competent, if you're good at games, it gives you a pep in everything else. And this year our students did extraordinarily well in the district tournament. They came top in cricket and football. They won in the whole district, and table tennis. Our girls won the English essay competition, speech competition. They really swept the board. And this was a huge achievement and something new.
All right. Also, Kerry, I'd like to understand, there's one thing which is also, had been lacking in the last few years, but we see that more and more education institutions are taking this up. This is to understand what the child is proficient at or good at, and then to move that child or motivate that child towards that, that field. The parents might want a child to be a doctor or engineer, but the child might be more inclined towards something else, might be more artistic, or might be geared towards business administration. Do you also intend to, or are you doing something in that regard as well, to see what the inclination of the student is, specifically when it comes to the FA or FSC level?
We do our best. Parents are understandably very focused on the old professions, on medicine, engineering, above all. We do our best to widen their horizons, to raise their aspirations, but it's a constant issue. It's also, important for parents to understand, as I said, how much the world is changing. Even within school, the priorities now for us and for other schools have to be not only literacy and numeracy, but also digital skills and oracy, this new educational buzzword. Very ugly word that first came into usage in 1965.
But what is oracy all about?
It's being articulate, it's learning how to speak. And it's a crucial skill in a world where AI is taking over so much. Young people need to be able to express themselves, to debate, to disagree agreeably. We need to develop all of these skills. We try to do this through debates, through public speaking. It's going to be an ever more important skill in the years to come.
What about the digital skills?
Digital skills are crucial. They're easier in a way to teach. But obviously, if you're not digitally literate, you're illiterate.
So if,
in
is
the
your
world.
institution doing something in that regard?
We are. We're teaching computer science now. For a long time I resisted that because the course was so second rate. We took the view that it was much better for our pupils to have good maths, good physics. Now there's a very good course been introduced and our students are studying it at FSC.
All right, what are the challenges in your point of view that all educators face, irrespective of, I mean, you are of course in Chitral, you are not in Islamabad or in Lahore, in Karachi, which is one of the basic big city, but you are in Chitral, which is of course also an important city of Pakistan. But what are the challenges do you feel as an educator yourself, educators face across the world or in Pakistan or in this region?
Well, the biggest and most obvious is, as I said, coming to grips with AI, with artificial intelligence, with the role of ChatGPT and all of the rest. We can't ignore these things, we can't ban them, but we have to find a way to harness them and to create some sort of synergy between human ability and the machine ability. We can't compete with machines, there's no point. So we have to concentrate on the skills, empathy, critical thinking, that enable our students to use artificial intelligence and also to flourish in a way to become more human in response to the rise of machine intelligence.
I think that's an important observation and inference, because this is, a lot of people are very skeptic as to what AI is going to do as far as human learning or human ability is concerned. A lot of people are afraid that AI is eventually going to take over and that the people will have less and less of a role in the future. Do you agree or disagree?
It's up to us how we cope with it. As I said, we have to use it and work with it, develop our skills in those areas where artificial intelligence can't compete. And we can't allow our human skills to atrophy. It's very easy to say artificial intelligence can do everything, we're defeated in a strange way. But if we can become, as I said, if we can develop creativity, critical thinking, these skills,
All right.
we can compensate.
So critical thinking also I think is very important, and today in this day and age to inculcate critical thinking within the students has become one of the basic necessities. But a lot of education institutions don't understand this as well. Critical thinking, there, you know, normally they say, all right, you have to follow a certain curriculum and this is how you have to do it. How do you want to or try to inculcate critical thinking in your students?
By boosting the confidence of the teachers. It's very easy for a teacher to feel threatened by students' questions, by critical thinking, by anything that veers from the textbook. But if you have very good teachers, as we're lucky enough to do, and they're confident, they're feeling secure, then they can tackle that and encourage it.
You've said at one time that Chitral is my home. You've said my job is here, my house is here, and even my animals are here. It could not happen for me to stay away from Chitral. Why stay in Chitral? What motivates you to continue to stay there, to be attracted to that? I understand as an educationist, you are very strongly associated with your institution, but even then, you know, a basic question comes to everybody's mind. Look, she's a British national, she is an OBE, you know, she's been awarded by the British government as well for her work. She could have gone anywhere else in the world. She continues to stay in Chitral and she wants to stay in Chitral. Why?
Chitral is magic. Have you been?
No, I haven't,
Please,
unfortunately.
please come, you will understand. There is something in our district that's completely unique. Chitrali people are wonderful. They have a great lightness of step, a great intelligence. Life is always an adventure in Chitral. And at the same time, there's so much work to do. People are poor. We're increasingly cut off. You know, it's strange. When our school was started in 1988, there were 4 flights a day. Now, quite honestly, we're lucky if we have 4 a year. People deserve better.
But there are road routes, aren't there?
Yes, since the tunnel's been opened, of course that helps. It's better than going over the Lowari top. But still, it's tough. We have a lot of load shedding. The authorities are doing their best. Quite recently, we were having 8 or 10 hours a day. Now it's down to 2 or 3.
All right.
And the authorities are doing their best. I know they care about the district. But still there's work to be done.
As an educationist, as a person, as a woman, also, I can add as a journalist, how do you see yourself in the next 5, 10, 15 years? What do you foresee?
Well, goodness. I won't carry on forever in this job. My predecessor did stay a long time, and possibly for his own sake it was a bit too long. But I think there's still a lot of work to be done to strengthen the foundations of our school. So I hope to stay for a bit.
All right, that's wonderful. Any message to young students, young boys and girls and educators across Pakistan or the world that you, with your experience, would like to give?
Enjoy life, make the best of it. You only live once, and there are such opportunities for young people today.
That is true. And you know, the opportunities come if you go towards them. I think there are a lot of opportunities that we don't know or understand exist. We think that we are confined within the domains of a job, of a salary, but I think there's much, much more to it. The world has so much to offer. We just have to come be good scavengers and, you know, delve into the right.
Brilliant expression.
I think this is what we need to do, and this is what you know, educators like yourself also need to do. Tell the students, go, dive, look for opportunities that interest you, and then go for them. You know, the sky is the limit, as we always say. Thank you so very much, Kerry Schofield, to have joined us, to have given us an opportunity to understand why British national wants to continue to stay and work as an educator in Chitral, and how passionate you feel about your, I will say your city, Chitral, and your students and your staff. I hope that, you know, this passion that you have also resonates through your staff, through your children, and through all those who meet you, because I think that will be the opportunity for them to also understand what passion is all about, something that you also eminently show through the way you have been working in Chitral. Thank you very much, Kerry, to have joined us. Kindly stay with us for around 5 more minutes till I end this show. Let's come to our last two stories very quickly, ladies and gentlemen. The first concerns